Happy 2024, y'all. How is everybody doing? How was y'all holiday season? Oh, I haven't been on here in quite some time. Um, but honey, I had to come back because baby, these internet streets is off the chain. Okay. Completely off the chain. Baby, what is going on out here in these streets of the internet? And why is it so hot and on fire? I do not know, but I'm definitely finna get into it because baby, I done got my whole life to top off this whole here New Year of 2K24. Baby, I have enjoyed every moment of the 2K24. It has been very astonishing for a chick like myself. So, without further ado, let's get into today today's mess from last week's streets. Lego. Baby. Baby. Club Shay Shay done showed out over here now. He done jumped off 2K24 all the way right. You hear me? And I am absolutely here for it. Now, we have got to get into this Katt Williams whole entire conversation on Club Shay Shay with Shannon Sharp. First and foremost, let me start by saying, I actually was watching it when it was premiering on the very first day. I was actually in tune then while it was very much so premiering. I also sat back and I wanted to see what was everybody commentary about the interview. So I sat back and watched. And I also noticed that nobody hit certain things that was going on in this entire conversation. Okay, first of all, the reason why we're going to say this is a conversation and not an interview, because to me, an interview is a line of questioning that people ask. And this particular conversation, they just were talking. There wasn't really a question asked. It was just a conversation, two buddies talking. So I literally let almost a week go by, and I didn't see nobody hit on the point of the entire conversation to me. So when I went back to actually watch again to take notes, it was at 39 million views in 6 days. At the time of me talking right now, this is day 7 of this conversation that has been posted, and it is tremendously at 41 million views. But we have got to get into this because absolutely no one hit on none of the things that Katt was saying outside of the mess that they were waiting to hear for, which I don't understand why everybody went on these particular stances, being that Katt have always been very vocal about all of these things. You can actually go back years prior where you'll see Katt Williams literally have already said all of these things once before. Also, when other people was on Club Shay Shay, which I have saw all the interviews, I really am a fan of Club Shay Shay, and I'm always in the room during the premiere of any show, of all the interviews. He literally have, when people say things about Katt Williams, I don't know if anybody have noticed, but he's in the comments and he comment on stuff that he dislikes or that he feels you have lied on him about. So I don't understand why was everybody so intrigued or baffled by any of the things that he was saying, because honestly, he's been saying all these same things for years. But I got my whole life from this convo. Not only that, it's another interview out already over there with Willie the D from the Ghetto Boys. But first we're gonna get into this one right here, this whole entire conversation. Let's be very clear. He started out by letting you know, one, he did not come to have a conversation, to sell anything, or to promote anything. He let it be known that Shannon Sharpe has created a safe place for others to tell their truths. Their truths. Okay? He also let it be known that he do not know why liars lie. And just for the record, Satan is the father of lies. So if people are constantly lying, wouldn't that mean that Satan would be probably their father? The reason why they feel the need to keep telling these untruths, aka lies. But anyway, he also wanted it to be known that winners are not allowed to allow losers to rewrite history, which has been going on for quite some time in our lives. I don't know if majority of people feel like they're losers, that they allow people because they're louder or their entourage is larger. I don't know what it is, but you allow these people to rewrite what you know is the untruth, and you really never say anything to tell the truth. Or to let it be known that that was a lie, or don't just sit in a lie that someone is literally telling on you. And we all have, I'm sure we all have at some point allowed a lie to go on and on and on and on, and we never corrected it, or the person who has told this lie on you. The truth does not need to be scared of the fact that people tell lies, and that's a fact. Like, people gonna lie. First of all, lies are one thing about a lie is it doesn't care who tells it, as long as it get told. So you can't be scared for the truth to come out. If the person who's telling a lie not scared for that to be told, start speaking your truth. It's 2024. Let's just get this little serum out called the truth, and let's just start telling some truths about people. And correcting your name, and putting some respect on your name for all the lies that people have been going around saying about you. He also let it be known that race is not where the line is drawn. He pretty much is letting you know that this is not a black or white thing. This is pretty much, it's a God side, and then it's the other side. And for all of those who don't know, this would mean Satan and all his affiliations would be considered the other side, which he's the God of this earth right here. You know, that's why the Lord kicked him down here. Oh, Lucifer, you gone down there, and you wreak havoc. And see, that's why so much havoc is being wreaked down here, because he know he don't got a lot of time before he got to go burn up now. So, just so you all know, the line is not drawn at race at all. And all your life, you have been thinking it has something to do with the color of your skin. It does not. It's God's side and the other side. And to be honest, we don't care about the other side on period. on period. We do not care at all about the other sides. All lies will be exposed, no matter who, no matter the what, no matter the how. I don't care if you're a preacher. I don't care if you're a teacher. I don't care if you're an actor, a singer, a lawyer, a cashier, a janitor. It does not matter. Here's the thing. The truth is the light. Amen. The truth is the light. I am the way, the truth, and the light. No man cometh to the Father but by me. Okay. Satan really cannot create anything, which includes blessings for his people. So that means that if the person that you are so cool with and they got all these people with them, they do all these things, this, that, and the third, they got this, they got that. The devil can't create nothing and he can't give you no blessing, which is why when they fall so hard, because it had nothing to do with the Lord. Just so you guys know. What else did they talk about? As a kid, Katt Williams was often confused because he knew things but was very unsure on how he knew them. He didn't have a reason to know them. So as a kid, I could see how that would confuse you when you really don't know a lot. And from what my understanding is his parents was Jehovah's Witnesses. I've had friends that Jehovah's Witnesses. I've also lived across the street from a Kingdom Hall. So Jehovah's Witnesses, I kind of understand where they coming from and why they coming from there. But hey, at the end of the day, when you are under these type of pretenses of the Jehovah's Witnesses and what they're saying, I really understood Katt when he was trying to make it known that I knew stuff that I knew I shouldn't know. He was able to completely read by the age of 3. He also was able to go to college by the age of 7. That he on purposely flunked the test to go to college because he didn't think that was fun for him. But we'll get into that a little bit later. But I do understand what he meant when he was saying like he knew stuff, but he didn't understand why he knew these things. He also said he used to love to read because he was told as a young boy that knowledge is powerful. And so he in turn started studying powerful people. When he was asked what he wanted to be when he grew up, apparently everything that he said he wanted to be didn't exist, nor would they give him the credit for it, because he needed to pretty much say that he wanted to be a doctor or a lawyer and etc., which I understood that too, because your parents, you can't tell your parents, hey, I'm gonna be a dancer when I grow up. That is not what no parent wants to hear at all whatsoever. So I kind of understood that part as well. But the killer part is what do you do when that's not what you want to be, but your parents feel like that's what you should be? He also said how he didn't do drugs because his body is a temple. Okay, throughout this entire thing, I'm going to tell y'all what got me with this conversation that he was having. Katt was having this conversation, and I don't think nobody caught that he was using some very spiritual terms. That's how I put that. He was using very spiritual terms, which caused me to believe that this is honestly why this particular conversation became so viral and so popular, and why the numbers are where they are. Because honestly, throughout this entire conversation, he used a lot of spiritual terms. As in, when he said his body is a temple, what secular, worldly, or atheist or whatever it is that's out here outside of the church folk would use that in a dialogue for the public to know or hear, when that is not who they are. They're not a preacher, you're not an evangelist or deacon or none of these things, but his wording is really what drew me to this particular conversation in a different way, outside of all of the drama that he been talking about for years. At 3 or 4 years old, he could read, and his punishment was that his parents took books from him so that he couldn't read. From the age of 8 and 12, he read at least 3,000 books a year. When you really listen to this conversation, it's kind of as if God had something in store for Katt that Katt didn't know that he had in store for him. Because between the ages of 8 and 12, I'm not no boy, for one. But I've been 8 and 12 as well. Me reading 3,000 books was not it. Me at 3 or 4, me reading the entire encyclopedia, never. Ever. That is not even on a kid's mind. Which, when I heard that, I really understood when he kept saying, I knew things, but I didn't understand why. Just like I'm sure he didn't understand why he knew how to read so fluently so young. When I guess him and his parents had ended up going to Haiti to do missionary work, no one could, speak Creole or read French. So before the age of 12, because he read so many books and in different languages, he was in charge of everything, which he had to talk to the people for them to get a place to stay. He had to talk to the people for them to get a car to drive in. It's just amazingly crazy how all these things was looked over, but everybody only posted on the mess. Because this is a very odd story. And inquiring minds would like, I would like to just sit down and have a conversation with him. He had received a full scholarship to the National Science Academy in Dayton, Ohio, but failed the test and became ineligible. He didn't see it as an opportunity at that moment in time. He said it did not look fun. It just was a lot of people in lab coats that looked smart. That was it. And he didn't think that was an opportunity for him. And at that moment, he was looking at, he don't have to do that, because here's this little boy that is saying Jesus was his big homie. And mind you, Katt Williams did not go to a Baptist church, a Pentecostal church. He was a Jehovah's Witness, so they don't call Jesus um, they don't say the name Jesus. They don't consider God as Jesus in Jehovah's Witness. They call him Jehovah. So, again, there's this young boy that's saying that Jesus is his homie. Jesus is his homie. This a little kid that's like 7 years old. That, yeah, that's not an opportunity for me. Yeah, I couldn't go to that school. Yeah, that wasn't no fun and that. Besides all that, Jesus was his big homie. And that he trusted God. And that he knew that he would be leaving home by the age of 13. Simply because when he read the Bible, he understood that Jesus had left home at an early age as well. But at this point, he planned on leaving, but I feel like God made a way that he had no choice but to leave. So he left at 13. At last, he was 12, getting ready to be 13. He left home because of an altercation that he and his father had. The way he explained it is somebody could have ended up dead during the middle of this situation. When the CPS lady came, he only cared about his brothers kind of sticking together, but she was unsure if they could, and he knew that he was leaving two younger brothers in the hands of this crazy man, pretty much. But that's neither here nor there, and he didn't say those words exactly, but I know that's how he felt. So he left at 13. He didn't hitchhike, but he paid away from one of the truck drivers to take him to Florida. And the reason why he did that was because the reason why this altercation came is because his father had lied on God and said that he was doing something he wasn't. Some way, somehow, I guess in that point, his father was trying to tell him that God told him that he was having sex or something. And Katt like, no, there's no way you talk to God. Now you lying on God because I'm a virgin, in his mind. So, he just was letting you know that anything that take over your free will is the devil himself. Now, when your free will has been taken out, well, let's go into this a tad bit. Your free will. A lot of people on drugs, they no longer have a free will. Their whole entire free will has left the entire building, and they truly have got to get it all the way together. Like literally, your free will, if you're not able to move and go and do as you have always done, you really need to check yourself and understand where is this going wrong at. The reason why something has taken over your body to the point where I don't want to get up, I only want to go do this, I want to go take my clothes off so I can get this next big thing, I want to go do. If your free will to say, hey, I'm finna go to the store and get me a pop. I'm finna go to the store and buy me an outfit. If that is completely gone, I'm finna go and lay down and go to bed. If your free will has disappeared, know that the devil has completely taken over you. And I'm going to need you to immediately stop what you're doing and go get some help right away and understand why is your free will gone from your body. Now, as for me, we going off subject for a little minute. But as for me, all of 2023, I literally was working on my spiritual. Not my religion, spiritual aspect of life. So, all of 2023, I was working on my spiritual aspect of life so that I could see things the same way that the Lord sees things. where I won't be able to judge you by what I know about you or your outer, okay? Or what I heard about you or none of these things. So because of that, I was able to understand that how a 2 hour and 46-minute video was able to be watched at this moment, 41 million views in its entirety. Not I took this piece, that piece, and that was it for me. Literally, if you caught a clip of the Katt Williams conversation, you literally didn't get enough that you had to go and watch the whole 2 hours and 46 minutes. You did not want to go to the bathroom. You did not want to do anything. Now, with that being said, Katt Williams, like I said in the beginning of this video, has been saying these things for years about all these people. Also, when Club Shay Shay interviewed these people, Katt Williams was in the comments disputing things that was being said. When I tell you that when God say all you got to do is open up your mouth and speak and I'll draw all men unto you, this is that very moment. Do you really think that the mess that everybody say, oh, he was dropping jewels, he was dropping this? Yeah, but did not one person pull the jewels? Didn't one person catch on to the jewels that he was actually dropping? Because you're too busy worried about the mess. And the other part of that is you was not spiritually looking at that. You was looking at that with your human eyes, in your human body. There's nothing else you could have got out of that but the human part of it. You did not get the in-between or the what ifs and the why comes or the what fuzz. Because if you have been watching with your spiritual eyes, you would have looked at that totally different. Also knowing the fact that he's already said these things. But baby, when I tell you timing is everything. Timing is everything. Because see, over the last year and a half, Club Shay Shay had been interviewing all of these other comedians. No one said one word when each one of them brought up Katt Williams' name. It didn't go viral. Everybody wasn't on it. No one cared. In fact, nobody really watched the videos in its entirety anyway. Literally everybody that went on, they had something coming up. They was promoting something or wanted you to pay attention. Just like when Steve Harvey went on there, Steve Harvey was going through that thing with his wife. The ex-husband had done came out. So pretty much everybody that was on there said, everybody that went on Club Shay Shay, it was because they needed the exposure at that moment. It's very ironic that when no one is thinking of any of these comedians, Katt Williams come and have a sit down with Shannon and all y'all get popular. There's a light that been shined on every last one of y'all because of Katt Williams. Good, bad, indifference, however y'all want to see it. It calls for everybody to go and check these folks out. It calls for you to study to show yourself approved. And you didn't really catch that. I don't think no one did. I waited to give any commentary on anything simply because I wanted to see who caught all of the real jewels that he really put out there. And let's be very clear, that ain't all he dropped. We finna get some more into this. Now, just let me know what y'all thinking thus far.